90 days ago, we started this journey. I challenge you to stop calling yourself just an AL developer and start thinking like a technical architect. When we began, Azure was probably just a portal with 200 confusing services. Over the last 11 weeks, we stripped away the noise, we wrote serverless code, we built message queues, we locked down APIs, we killed passwords. Today is week 12, the grand finale. Building a toy in the portal is easy. Putting integration into production for paying customer is hard. Today, we are putting every single piece we've learned together into one complete secure production-ready architecture diagram. We will look at monitoring infrastructure as code and what it actually costs. Let's build the final blueprint. So this is a diagram of what we have actually built if we put everything together. We got our external system calling in, hitting our API management, where we have our API key and we have a rate limit and we have the pay schema of what we're expecting. The API management will then pass the request onto our Azure function. Now our Azure function will then place everything on a queue in our service bus. And then there's another Azure function on the other end that will actually look at if there are anything in our queue and trigger it. If it's ready for it, if it pull it, use Managed Identity to get our client secret from our Azure Key Vault and call into Business Central to create our purchase order. And call into Business Central and create our sales order using the client secret that we got from our Key Vault. And if something fails, it will tell the Azure function that it's dropping the messages and it will have a dead little queue. So nothing is lost. And all of this is, of course, triggered by an Azure function over here that just accepts the request from the web shop over here saying, everything is fine, you have delivered it to me. Whatever happens behind the walls, behind the API management, is not really the web shop's problem. As long as it's delivering a payload that we are expecting, everything else is handled by us in our architecture. We have built all of these tools together. We know all of these parts. It's just putting them all together. Look at that. That is beautiful. If PC goes down for maintenance, the web shop doesn't crash. The orders just wait in the service bus. If the web shop goes crazy and sends 1 million orders, API management will throttle it. If a hacker breaches your GitHub repo, they find 0 passwords. This is enterprise grade. Before you ship this to production, you have to run a security checklist. So the first one, are there secrets in the code? No, they're all in the Key Vault. Does your Key Vault allow public access? No, it's restricted to Managed Identity. Are the Azure functions exposed to the internet? No, they're restricted by service tags to the API management. Is your API rate limited? Yes, your API management's policies. Now the question every CFO asks, what is it going to cost? Let's do the cost optimization review. If you use the tiers I recommended, Azure function consumption, 1 million free executions per month. So cost $0. Service bus, basic standard, $10 a month. API management consumption, 1 million free calls per month, $0. Key Vault standard, 0.03% per 10,000 transactions, cost pennies. You build a globally scalable, high available enterprise integration architecture for about the price of a Netflix subscription. It's not production ready yet. It's not production ready if you don't know when it breaks. If we need monitoring and alerting setup, we use application insights. Connect your Azure function and API management to application insights workspace. Under the application map, you will literally see a map of your architecture. API management talking to functions, functions talking to service bus, it draws it for you. Go to alerts, create alert rule. If the dead letter queue on the service bus goes above 0 messages, send a mail to support team. Never rely on the customer to tell you an integration is broken. With application insights and dead letter alerts, you will know a BC order failed before the customer even notices. One last check. Throughout this series, we click through the Azure portal to create resources. Do not do that in production. If you click through the portal, how do you deploy a test environment? How do you move it into another tenant? You have to remember every single click. Professional architects use infrastructure as code. We write code that defines our infrastructure. In Azure, this means Bicep or ARM templates. If you want to go deeper, Bicep is your next logical step. We made it! Your final homework for week 12. Draw your own complete architecture diagram for a customer scenario. Run through the security checks. Set up a basic alert on your service bus. Document a solution. Calculate the estimated monthly cost. If you follow along for these 90 days, you are no longer just an AL developer. You can design systems, you can secure endpoints, you can understand message brokers, API gateways, identity fabrics. You are a technical architect. When AI writes 80% of the AL code in 2026, it won't matter to you because you aren't competing on syntax anymore. You're competing on architecture, and you have the skills to direct the AI, orchestrate the cloud, and build systems that actually solve business problems. Thank you to everyone who stuck with me for the last 12 weeks. Let me know in the comments what you want me to cover next. Deep dives into the Bicep, more AI agent development, Business Central API design. I'll see you in the next series. Thank you all for watching. Goodbye.